Selamat sejahtera. My name is Keshni Lavina. I'm from Malaysia. I'm doing occupational therapy course. Here I'm going to present a case study that I've carried out. My client name is M. She is actually 69 years old and she is work as HR human resourcement and she having a MSA disease. Here the background of Miss M. Here got five stage. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4 and stage 5. Part 1, the flow of the life. Auntie was admitted in the tropical hospital because she was fractured her hips. While she went through an MRI scan, she found out that she had MSA. When she heard that she has MSA, she does not aware that MSA effect on her. And the problem that she faced, the factor during this time that would be considered as the rock are basically fact that she had MSA. She was also admitted for her hip fracture at the time. And the driftwood, the infant factor is lack of information and not aware of MSA by the auntie M. And the environment that auntie M faced is social environment is during that time was basically at the hospital staff, the doctors, nurse, and the specialist, and the Johan. The physical environment is during that time was basically a hospital room. The doctor office is which she discussed about the treatments and the MRI room. Part 2. During this stage of time, Auntie's goal was to actually get through her MSA treatments. She claimed not to be hungry at all, but new information suggestion that she had a new time was where she did not want to see any visitor. She refused to entertain any visitor that came to visit her. The factor in which could be considered as the rock in this section is basically her anger and frustrations at the fact that she was going through the MSA. Her social environment at this point of time was L, the maid, her son J, and his wife, grandson A, and those who came to visit her house. The physical environment that point of the time basically the hospital in which she had her regular checkups, her roommate at home which was placed, and the factor in which could be considered as a driftwood in her persistence where he didn't want any visitors. She was really persistent about it. Part 3. At this point in time, Auntie M's goal was to exercise a lot because at that time she thought that by doing so she could get better from her MSA. The factor in which could be considered as street food in that period of the time is her determination. She was determined that time that she could get better from the MSA if she exercised enough. Her social environment in that point of time was L the maid and her son J and his wife and grandson A and her friend and relative. Physical environment during that point of time was a room, the park in front of the house where she go for walking to get some fresh air. Part 4. At this point of time, Auntie was a bit depressed and her goal at this time was to ensure that her family remained safe and happy. Auntie felt depressed and worried about her family well-being. The factor that could be considered as wrong at the point of the time is the fact that she already was bedridden. She felt like she couldn't do anything for her family and that she was speaking of abilities. The factor each could be considered as a default in that period of time. The logical reasoning, the negative fact of this is that because of the fact that she was already being bedridden, she thought that she couldn't do anything for her family. The social environment during this point of the time was Sanjay and her daughter-in-law and Al the maid, her grandson, and the visitor in which came to visit her. Her physical environment during that period of the time was her room, her house, a hospital in which she has a regular checkup. Furthermore, part 5. At this point of time, Auntie M had expected the fate that she had MSA and she stated that it will be God will. Her goal at this point of time was to live her life to the fullness and to live happily. The factor that could be considered as the rock is the increasing of her muscle tone. This is not allowing her to walk and do many activities. The factor it could be considered as a default at this point of time is a willingness to participate in activity. The negative effect of this is that she doesn't care much about the negative effect of her. Her social environment is the maid M, the son, the nurse B and M, and Miss J and the occupational therapy and the students who care for Auntie M. Her physical environment during this point of time is the hospital which is she had regular checkup in her home and her room. Okay, the second level is the evaluation that I carry out is five type of assessment that I carry out. The first is modified Butler Index, the MBI. The second is role checklist. The third is mini mental state examination, MMSE. The fourth is sensory pattern questionnaire. The fifth is occupation questionnaire. The first assessment, the Modified Butler Index, the MBI. The MBI is measure of activities of daily living which show the degree of independence of a patient from any assistant. It's covered 10 domain of functioning activities that is bowel control, bladder control as well as help with grooming, toileting use, feeding, transfer, walking, dressing, climbing stairs and bathing and 10-item scale where each activity is given one of 5 level of dependence ranging from 0 unable to perform the task to a maximum of 5, 10 or 15 fully independence. Okay, here I've got the result that I found it from Miss M, the modified Butler index. Okay, this is the score sheet. Here got the 10 domains that I found it from Miss M. The first domain, the chair and bed transfer. She scored 3, able to participate but maximum assistance of one other person is required in all aspects of transfer. For ambulation, she scored 0, dependent in ambulation. Ambulation, the wheelchair is never tested because that time she was tired so she on the bed so I can't perform that things and find out the result for the wheelchair and the fourth thing stair climbing she scores 0 she the patient is unable to climb because of her feet is stiffness and the toilet transfer she scores 0 fully independent in toileting the bowel control the patient is bowel incontinent and the bladder control, the patient is depend in bladder management is incontinent or as in the using a cartridge. Bait, she score 1. Assistance is required in all aspects of parting, but the patient is able to make some contributions. For dressing, she score 5. Assistance is needed in putting on or removing any clothing. Personal hygiene, she score 5. The patient can wash her hand, face, comb her hair, uh, clean her teeth, and she can apply the cream and makeup for herself. For feeding, she's got 10 full marks for feeding. The patient can feed self from the tray or the table where someone put the food within reach. The patient must put one an assistant device if needed or cut the food or if deserve use self and spread the butter, etc. So the prediction for the patient is independent in mobility and dependent in self-care. So the result for the modified Bartlett index MBI is a score is 27. So the thing is she is a severe dependence. The prediction is unlikely to go home because she is dependent in mobility and depending in a self-care. Second assessment that carried out is role checklist. The role checklist was designed to collect the information about the patient occupation roles. The occupation role consists of both playful and productive behaviors. Playful behavior was characterized as non-work such as hobbies, sports, or social reactions. Productivity behavior contributes some service or commodity that others need to deserve. It is a reliable and validity assessment tool that provides data on individual perception of their participations in the role throughout their lifespans, data regarding the degree to which role is valued, and supplemental information regarding an individual's capacity to maintain a balance among the roles. These are the things that we can find out from the role checklist. Okay, here got the assessment that I got carried out with Miss M. This is the what I have done with her. So here got the importance that she feel is as a student worker, looking after someone and doing things with her religions. Result for the rule checklist is Auntie M most important things in her life is student worker and looking after someone, doing things with a religion. Assessment is Mini Mental State Examination MMSE. The Mini Mental State Examination MMSE is the most commonly used test for complaint of the problems with memory or other mental abilities. It can be used by clients to help diagnosis dementia and to help assess its progressive and severity. It consists of a series of questions and tests, each of which score the points if answered correctly. The MMSE tests a number of different mental abilities, including a person's memory, attention, and language. MMSE is only one of the assessments for dementia. Clients will be considered a person's MMSE score alongside their history, symptoms, physical exams, and the result of other tests possibility, including brain scan. Here got the mini mental state examination, the assessment that I carry out. Can you can have a look on it. The orientation, actually she score all the domains, but except the orientation, she just forget the date. That's she lose 1 mark. Otherwise, she will score 27 or 27. But the real score for her is 26 over 27. Interpretation of MMSE is she is a normal person, no cognitive impairment. Assessment number 4, sensory pattern questionnaire to identify the sensory level and to find out the sensory of a. These are the assessment form that I carry out, the example form that I carry out. Okay, in this page got taste, movement and visual processing. The continue of the assessment form. In this section here got visual processing, touch and active level. And the third continue of the form. In this form is got include the activity level and auditory processing. Score the result for the sensory profile for Auntie M is Auntie M is an avoider and bystander, and also she is an auditory seeker and visual avoider and bystander too. For the touch, Auntie M is bystander. For movement, she is a seeker for the movement. The taste and smell, she is an avoider and sensory. The fifth assessment that carried out for Auntie Masha is occupation questionnaire. In this occupation questionnaire, you will be asked to record your usual daily activity and to answer some question about those activities that mentioned in this assessment to understand the life routine of a client. And these are the form that carry out what I have done. The continue of the form that done is until morning wake up until the night she sleep. The intervention for the Auntie M. The first intervention, the aim for Auntie is to make Auntie M to engage in nature because she spent a lot of time in room only, so she will never go for the hall and she's not moving at all. So she have to get engaged in nature. So the intervention is indoor gardening or walking in the parks, so she gets some nature things like from the plants. So that is one of the intervention for my aim, the for first aim. And for the second aim is to make Auntie M to more happy with the environment that she stay, because in each aging time she need happiness is very important. So the intervention is photo collections of the past and paste on the walls, so make it the room with colorful things, with all the memories, so it might give her more happy when see all the past thing that she have done in her life, and also can make some beautiful words that support to recover her on the wall, so those who are visiting her, they can put some support words to make her to make it happy for her lah, some good words, beautiful words, so it may helpful for auntie also. So these are my case study that I have done. Thank you.